Good, very early morning, brothers and sisters, family. Thank you to Boyce Watkins first and foremost, because he's the one who posted this story. And as soon as I saw it, I was in disbelief. But the ancestors kind of slapped me in the face and said, "Stop being in disbelief and listen." Obviously, you could tell by the title that I'm about to talk about Chadwick Boseman or Bowman. I'm still in disbelief, even though the ancestors are like, just you need to focus and you need to tell the people what we need you to tell them. It is shocking to me that this young strapping brother has been called home, but there is a message that the ancestors want me to deliver, and instead of playing around, I'm going to deliver it. In order to deliver it appropriately, let me tell you a little something first. It just so happens that the news of Chadwick's death occurred at the end of my watching a video titled "Justice or Else, This Thing Has Reached the Point of Explosion" from Louis Farrakhan. The video clip came from the 2015 Justice or Else March on Washington. And in it, he was talking about what Thomas Jefferson had written about there being a just God and his fears of what that would mean for the United States of America if it didn't free black people. And something I didn't know, that Thomas Jefferson had originally designed another seal which showed the wrath of God coming upon Pharaoh's army, which is amazing because I literally was just talking about that earlier tonight with somebody, that it is excuse me, I'm back, that it is my belief that the way that the wealthy are acting, that they are literally setting up the energy for a confrontation which will involve foreign military vehicles and troops on this continent, in this land, to root them out. Unless they change very rapidly, and it doesn't look like they're going to do that. But Jefferson, through his own writings, apparently, Farrakhan found out that Jefferson was advocating that black people be freed. Like, freed. Totally freed. Given land, given seed, giving military training so that they can defend themselves. He laid it out brilliantly and said, we need to do this for the betterment of ourselves. Now, what he didn't say, and what I've known for some time, well, okay, I guess not technically about Jefferson, but the way that Jefferson is portrayed throughout history and even in his own writings, I have to imagine Jefferson knew about the Moors. Jefferson knew about the Moors. And he knew what the Moors possibly was supposed to be doing over here. And that white folks had essentially hijacked their project, and he was trying to warn white people, you need to let these black folks go, let them build a competing nation, it'll be better for us, because if we hold them and we stop them from doing the work that the divine has for them to do, there's going to be hell for us to pay. It is my belief COVID-19 is part of the beginning of that hell. It's revealing the disorders in this society, and it's revealing the hardheads. It's really revealing the hardheads. At the same time, it is revealing the callousness of the elite, the ineffectiveness of the government, and the many enablers within the black community. If you look at the RNC, particularly, not the DNC, and the reason why I'm not saying the DNC, and that's the Democratic National Convention and the Republican National Convention, the reason I'm not saying the DNC is because they didn't have anybody present at their speeches, but the RNC did. And if you look at the RNC, there is an energy there that is hubris. The Democrats have their own type of energy too, but it's not hubris, but it's similar. I don't know the name of it, but it's similar. And you see this sense of invincibility. And you know that doesn't last in any civilization. When you start to feel that way, when you start to feel like you could do anything you want to a population, that's when the walls come down. So anyway, after hearing this brilliant piece about Jefferson and the fact that Jefferson was saying we need to put money into these people's hands, we need to give them great land, and we need to let them go. That's when I found out that Chadwick Boseman died. And the ancestors were very adamant about why. It is tragic that the brother died because he was a powerful soul. He was like Kobe Bryant. But there's a couple of things that we got to understand. Everything, so much in this society is ritualistic. We know that. So much in our movie habits are ritualistic. When a movie captures the public's imagination significantly, the character that the main characters that are played in that movie become almost imprinted onto the spirit of the actors who are playing those parts. And those actors can almost start to embody, in some ways, the essence of those characters. Now, even though Wakanda obviously is not a real place, its reference, whether deliberate or not, is to a very real place. Mr. Boseman, whether again deliberate or not, became a walking embodiment and somewhat portal to that very real place, which opened up the essences within his genetics to start connecting that very real place to this very real place through his interactions with other people. Again, I do not know if Mr. Boseman knew that. I don't. But it was happening. It was happening so much so that even just through the process of watching the movie, people were becoming activated. I remind you that there was, after the success of the first Black Panther movie, they announced, I think, 2 or 3, and I know 2, but maybe 3, upcoming movies. One was going to be 100% about the ancestral realm. Unlike Europeans and their movies, or their movies about their fictitious worlds, they were now dealing with real, powerful energies that connected what the place we call Africa in the ancestral realm and other places throughout this world and the ancestral realm, as well as the ancestral realm back to this planet, to the cosmos, and to the solar system, the sun system, which, any of you know, who know Phil Valentine's work, he talked about that. That goes not only to Sirius, but beyond Sirius. You're talking about moving a lot of energy through a small group of people. Again, I'm not sure if Mr. Boseman knew that this was indeed happening. I'm not sure if Hollywood knew that this was happening, but it was happening. By informing cultural norms from Africa into this movie setting, this theatrical release, by taking serious the ancestral recommendations that were passed along to those who worked on this project, they opened up a channel and a portal that was more powerful than just about anything they had ever done. It said something that the majority of the people who worked on the film were from various aspects of the African diaspora. This was probably the first collective African true diasporic movie ever produced. Think about that. And because of that, they opened up a channel and a portal. Again, don't know if they knew they were doing that. But they did. And they were playing with it. It was fine that they were about to release 2 or 3 more movies. But they weren't listening. What do I mean? Disney does not deserve to have possession of this great work. Disney does not deserve to have possession of this great work. They didn't deserve to have possession of Uncle Remus's work. But this? They wanted this? We need to get out of it. We need to come out of this. This was a message, family. It's a sad message. but it's one that they're adamant upon. The first thing they showed me was this was to be a great project to bring forward a new black Hollywood for the diaspora. It's not just about American blacks. You know how much I hate using that phraseology. Us black people here on this continent of America. It's not about that. It's beyond that. We need to build our own entertainment center. Disembark with Hollywood. Create our own. Don't even name it Black Hollywood. We got better names. This was to show us and to show them that we nor they can play with this energy. This is not to be toyed with. This is taking 2 to 3 to 4 million year old energy and playing with it. It's a plaything. We didn't even take serious the power that was being unleashed. They use the phrase Black Panther like it has no deep spiritual meaning. Maybe not for them, because they can't, some of them, feel the vibratory frequencies on the planet. But in Africa, the panther is not to be joked with. In Africa, to wear the sacred skins is exactly what I said. Sacred. And I know they have a problem with that word. But you're messing with ancestral traditions that go back a long time. To use some of the sacred symbols which they used. And for what? To generate money? Oh, they generated money. But at what expense? Oh. Family. I said this for the first time 2-3 years back. It's time to come up out of her. She's about to fall. The ancestors are sending a clear message. This thing took him quickly. It was a message. The question the ancestors had was, what were they going to do with the profits of this money? Were they going to set these people free to do more projects, or were they going to shift the projects in a way that would be more European friendly? Well, they showed their hand. They shifted. And the ancestors said, no, we have something for you. Come out of her, family. Make the decision. Turn your heart over to the ancestors. Start working with the ancestors. That's something that I also have to do next year, is start posting things along those lines. Stop worrying. I don't even know where I want to take that one. I was about to say stop worrying about what people are going to say. Pour some libations for Brother Chadwick. He didn't see this coming. He thought it was just another role. He did. But it wasn't. They've messed up. They don't even realize how much they've messed up with this one. This is huge. This is big. This is gigantic. This has shattered something. I want you to go back to the movie Black Panther, and I want you to observe all the times they bring up the ancestors, all the time they spend with the ancestors. I would encourage you to write it down, because there's a pattern there. And I don't know if they realized it, but there's a pattern there. Things are never going to be the same again. Mr. Bowman has already made his transition to the other side, and he will be back. He's a powerful soul. He's a powerful soul. And even though he may not have seen this coming when he first accepted the role, he knew he was going to die. And it's going to be for the greater good. You're going to see over the coming 2 years a number of celebrities and elders go in preparation for what's coming. They have to be there to hold the gates open, but also to prepare the ground for what's next. Because we will be free. Even those of you who don't want to act like you want it, we will be free. All right. I'll be back on here to talk with you guys again. I'm your brother Mtima Radi. Peace.